All right, let's jump right in. Today, we are taking a deep dive into one of Google's most interesting and, I think, strategic AI tools out there, NotebookLM. We're going to break down what it is, where it absolutely shines, where it kind of stumbles, and what Google's bigger game plan is for it.
So here's our game plan. We're going to start with the core promise of NotebookLM, why it even exists. Then we'll pop the hood and see what makes it tick. After that, we'll get into a really critical flaw I found. We'll see how it stacks up against the competition, and then we'll look at Google's grand strategic move for the future.
Okay, so first things first, what problem was Google even trying to solve with NotebookLM? Well, it all boils down to one simple, massive word: trust.
I mean, this is the central challenge for AI right now, isn't it? We've all seen it. These large language models just confidently making stuff up. They call it hallucination. And if you're doing any kind of serious work or research, that's an absolute deal breaker.
So Google's solution is what they call a source-grounded architecture. Here's a way to think about it. Imagine you're creating a private, personal library just for your AI. It can only read the books you put on the shelves. And every single time it gives you an answer, it has to point to the exact page and paragraph it came from. It creates this sealed, trusted little bubble for your information.
So how in the world does Google actually make this private library idea work, especially when you're throwing massive amounts of information at it? Let's take a look under the hood.
The secret sauce here is Google's Gemini model, specifically its absolutely gigantic 1 million token context window. Now, to put that number into perspective, that is like having a photographic memory that can hold thousands of pages of text in its head all at once. It lets the AI see the big picture and find connections across a huge amount of information that you or I would probably miss.
And here's where it gets really cool. NotebookLM isn't just a question and answer machine. It's more like a creative studio. You can tell it to take your documents and turn them into totally new things, like a mini podcast where 2 AI hosts discuss your research, or a dynamic mind map, or even a whole set of flashcards to help you study.
What this all adds up to is this powerful, complete workflow, all in one spot. You upload your files, you visualize the connections, you ask it deep questions, you quiz yourself on the key points, and then you can even get it to generate a first draft of a presentation. Honestly, there's really no other tool on the market that has this entire integrated cycle built in.
Okay, but it's not perfect. Being locked to your sources is an incredible feature, for sure. But our analysis uncovered a really important weakness, what I'm calling the understanding paradox. So get this, a case study fed the system a massive 100,000-word dissertation. And even though the AI had access to every single word, it just didn't get the main point. For instance, the whole dissertation was arguing that a certain economic policy caused a specific social outcome. But NotebookLM kept summarizing it as the two things just being correlated, happening at the same time. It completely missed the central cause and effect argument of the entire work.
And this brings us to a really crucial idea. NotebookLM is fantastic at preventing what we can call external hallucinations. It won't just invent random facts from the internet. But it is still vulnerable to internal hallucinations. It can misinterpret, misunderstand, or make a logical error about the very material you gave it.
So here's the bottom line, and this is really important. We have to see NotebookLM for what it is right now. It is an absolutely elite machine for pulling out facts and summarizing things across tons of documents. But it is not a true research partner that can reliably understand complex, nuanced, original arguments. You still need that human oversight.
Okay, so knowing that critical weakness, where does NotebookLM actually fit in this super crowded AI market? What's its unique role on the battlefield?
I think these metaphors really help make it clear. You've got Perplexity AI, which is kind of like your real-time scout, searching the live web. Microsoft Copilot is like your admin, organizing your work life. Notion AI is becoming your long-term memory, like a second brain. NotebookLM, it's different. It's a temporary, deep-focus brain that you build for one specific project. And this chart just lays it all out, plain and simple. Just look at the rows for core data source and multimodal output. Perplexity lives on the public web, Copilot is all about your Microsoft 365 data, but NotebookLM completely owns this niche of analyzing a private library that you upload and then generating all these rich, high-quality outputs from it. It's in a class of its own there.
But now, we get to Google's real masterstroke. This is the genius move. They've made NotebookLM a free core service for anyone with a Google Workspace for Education account. Think about that. They are handing the world's most advanced AI research tool to an entire generation of students for free.
getting them used to its workflow long before they even think about entering the job market.
So, what's next? Where's this all going? Well, the future is all about breaking down the very walls that make NotebookLM what it is today.
A huge paradigm shift is on the horizon. Right now it works in grounded mode, stuck inside the library you give it. The future is a deep research mode that will make it a hybrid system. It'll be able to analyze your private files, the live web, and your personal Google data all at the same time.
And that right there is Google's ultimate competitive moat. The power to cross-reference your project documents with a live web search and then check what your team said about it in a Google chat last week. That's a level of deep integration that competitors like Perplexity just can't touch. So let's bring this home. What does all this actually mean for you? Well, if you're a student, use the free version. It's amazing for synthesis. Just double-check its interpretations of complex stuff. For you power users out there, the Google One AI Premium Bundle is one of the best deals in tech. And if you're in business, you should be starting pilot projects with this now, for things like knowledge management or new employee onboarding.
Which leaves us with one final, kind of provocative thought to chew on. As these tools evolve, as they go from just analyzing your documents to analyzing your work, the web, and even your private conversations, we have to ask a new question. Is it still just your assistant, or is it slowly becoming your new digital strategist?